And Nancy, how they look at this.
That's a Tory MP. You can tell they're all like that. That's a Labour MP.
Yeah.
That's Tom Watson. Murdoch's been arrested. He's in the slammer. Bye-bye. And they can't bear to look. It's so sad.
Yes, they are very sad.
So that's it. Big news. Murdoch's inside. And he's...
Not strictly true.
No, it isn't, is it? I was suddenly in the world of fantasy. There's been a select committee, and they delivered their report. And they said that Murdoch was willfully blind. And they said his son was willfully ignorant about the phone hacking and what was going on in News International. So it was a really bad day for the Murdochs.
Yeah, I think there are some important questions to be answered by all of Rupert Murdoch's employees.
I think there are.
Yeah, so here we go. What do you think about it, Jeremy? Well, I think as a Sun journalist, it's just a lot of stuff and nonsense and a storm in a teacup. So there we are, moving on. Paul?
I thought you were talking to me there when you said, what do you think, Jeremy? I thought you just forgot my name.
You're not the only Sun journalist. Nancy writes for The Sun.
On the Sunday, a column about fashion. Now, I can't believe myself when I accepted.
You shocked yourself, did you?
Actually, I shocked myself many times. So, yes, every day, but even a shock was there when I walked in the mirror in the morning. I can surprise everyone getting beautiful and beautiful every day. So,
Do we have any English guests on this?
Now, don't start. Do you need an interpreter?
Yeah.
OK, I'll translate. Nancy was really ashamed of herself for taking money from Murdoch.
Yeah.
Is that not it? You know, there's a shortage of court interpreters in this country. I think I might apply.
Why do you think you speak the perfect English?
Do I think I speak perfect English? These things are relative. But I don't speak 5 languages, unlike you, so,
Thank you.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
Stop flirting! You did actually once say, didn't you, that any man who doesn't flirt with you must be gay?
Yes, I said.
Ian, you passed.
What bit did the BBC get wrong?
This idea... so I run a company that trains veterans to go into cyber employment.
Yeah.
And 4 companies away from that, there's a company that's gone bust.
Yeah, it's not many companies. It's quite a big company. 4 people being arrested. Big story.
It's a big story, but it's got nothing to do with me.
You never...
Well, of course not.
Not
Why would I have
interested
anything
in
to
who
do with
provided your
financial
£85,000 salary?
Yes, and it was
4-hour
provided through business in that company that company generated. That
How
had
does
nothing to do
training
with
veterans
us,
make enough money to earn you 85
Because if you train them in cyber security, and they have specialist skills, they go into FTSE 100 companies and they earn quite a lot of money in cyber security. I sound like a right bastard, don't I, doing this whole sort of veterans employment thing?
No, it's not the veterans bit. It's the £85,000 for a 4-hour job.
I know. I know what you're thinking, because you're
thinking... I'm thinking, why don't you do it for free?
I know, because you get 20 grand for 2 hours tonight, don't you?
Yeah, but the people who've lost money out of this company are very cross with you. It's about your behaviour and the fact that you didn't know. And didn't ask, as a non-executive director, where does the money come from for this
company? I did ask where it came from, and it came from the business that's generated by the business that we do.
They were providing the money that kept your company going.
No, they didn't.
You were a non-exec.
No, they didn't. That's why the BBC are being sued for libel, because no money went from that company into Crucial Academy.
But it did, though.
OK, well, you can keep saying that, but it really didn't.
No, I'm just saying the chain...
This is one for Judge Rindo, I think.
Yeah. I am merely trying to establish the facts. You say you're going to sue the BBC for reporting a story that everybody else has run, and you say that's not how the money got there.
I am absolutely sure that not a single penny has come from LCF and gone into Crucial Academy. If it has, I would leave.
It hasn't gone directly in. It's gone in through a series of other companies.
No, directly or indirectly. If it had, I would leave. Many more?
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
This is like all of my Christmas dinners with my family.
Remember Anne Widdecombe?
Yeah. I'm sorry, David, it's a big story. 4 people were arrested, and I know you think that your political enemies have smeared you with this story, but
No, I
it's
don't.
there.
No, I don't.
It's in the news.
No, I don't think that. I don't think they have smeared me with this story.
But you have accused the Deputy Chief Whip of trying to dig up dirt.
The Deputy Chief Whip has decided to go and ask friends of mine that I served with in the military whether or not things in my book were correct. And obviously I found out, wasn't overly pleased. That book was signed off by the parents of individuals who were killed in that war and who fought with me and my soldiers, but obviously not good enough for the Deputy Chief Whip. And when I confronted him about it, he claimed that was his job, to kick the tyres. And when I spoke to my friend, who he had actually spoken to, he hadn't done anything like that at all. He tried to get some dirt and blackmail me to vote for the Prime Minister's deal in January.
That's why they did it, to try and force your vote.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice place, politics.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah. Why did I sign up?
Why did you?
Yeah.
Like Anne Widdecombe. Remember her?
I mean, what are the benefits of joining this club? I mean, what do you get? 10% off sports equipment? I mean, what's the great club that you have to stick your cock in a dead pig's mouth to become a member?
Ian, you used to be a member, didn't you?
There's a hesitation.
No, I wasn't a member. It says I was a member on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
which
that's
is,
what they all say.
Yeah, which is quite embarrassing, given I spent half the week with tabloid journalists ringing me up saying, have you
Placed your chap.
Clarkson in a
Yeah.
receptacle? Anyway, no, I was not a member of the Piers Gaveston Society. I was a member of the Piers Morgans.
I won't ask what the ritual was to get into that club.
Did you know people who were, though? Is that the sort of thing they did?
Yeah, no. I mean, they
Yes,
threw...
yes, no. Your final 2 words on the subject.
No. He asked me 2 questions. He said, did you know people who were there?
Yes.
And then he asked another question. So I said, yes, I did know people. Yes. No, I didn't, which is sort of my answer.
Yes.
I thought I was the one that was going to get a hard time tonight, and it turns out Ian is. Right, yes. This is...
Is that it? We're going to just leave it alone? Lord Ashcroft getting this amazing story into the public domain via the Daily Mail.
I don't think it's even a story. It's a fantasy.
It's an act of amazing revenge by the Mail in cohorts with Lord Ashcroft, which the whole country has decided to believe. Usually a story in the Daily Mail, peddled by a non-dom Tory peer who gave 8 million quid to the Tory party and is in a strop because he wasn't made Defence Secretary, would be laughed out of court. Well, it's not in court yet, but I was hoping it might get in. But no, we've all taken this seriously, and there's the grinning Lord Ashcroft, who, I mean, you know, if you want to talk about members inserted into, you know, the House of Lords, there he is. I mean, it's a disgraceful story. This man, Lord Ashcroft, who gave the Tories all this money, thought he could get himself into the cabinet, thought he could buy himself a cabinet post. And everybody's gone along with this, saying, oh, great, Lord Ashcroft. I mean, he's a non-dom. If we're doing prick jokes, let's have a condom joke. And if you want something disgusting the Prime Minister's done, I mean, you know, there's loads of it. Bedroom tax would be a good start. There's plenty of these things, and everyone goes around saying, oh, it's about a pig when he was 20. Well, how about being really appalling when he was 50? Right.
I'm not in touch with Vivienne Westwood.
Right.
Though I did get married in Vivienne Westwood, so...
Did you?
You know, yeah. Not
What, inside her?
Karen Brady, off of The Apprentice, was at the Tory party conference. What was she wearing? I mean, what was she there for?
Oh, yes. Well, I can tell you what she was wearing.
Okay, you can say
it was
what
one
you...
of those body what's-it illusion dresses that makes you look half the size you are.
Yes, a
Is that
bodycon
That's
dress.
the one. Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Heard of that.
Well,
Good.
Really good, yeah. Try one next time.
I will, yeah.
Not that I'm saying you need to.
No, not saying I want to.
We can have a look at Karen Brady's bodycon dress. If you believed the bodycon there, you'd just call an ambulance, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Brady was there to introduce George Osborne. Do you know how she did that?
George Osborne.
Bill Clinton did Tony Blair once.
Really?
I mean, introduced him.
Get your wife to do it now. That's the other thing at the conference.
Say
I think
you're
after
the hero.
Justine's performance in the Ed Miliband show. No wife is going to do it again, are they? Did anyone
She
see
was
that?
told to kiss him.
Oh, yeah, and she has to do it.
Well,
Not even prostitutes have to kiss. And there was also a spectre at the feast at the Tory conference. Do you know who that was?
Oh, Nigel Farage.
Yes, and I suppose the ghost of Margaret Thatcher was probably
because she was
there.
invoked, wasn't she?
Was she?
The mummy.
They did a
return.
séance.
Anyway, he turned up, didn't he?
Yes, he turned up in Manchester to address a lunatic fringe... Sorry, Freudian slip. A fringe meeting. Here he is arriving.
Do you expect a warm welcome at the Tory conference?
No.
That's the spirit.
The Daily Mirror's not very gung-ho, are you?
It's all a load of nonsense, and it's major trying to get some popularity at the last minute, and I don't think the British public will buy it. If you want me to be serious for a moment, which I doubt you do.
Well, it's good news for you, though. You've just discovered somebody who reads the Daily Mirror, because...
It's a more shocking discovery than I've just discovered Ian Hislop can read.
All the bitching stuff.
You wouldn't...
Because didn't you send
You should know all about complaints here, shouldn't you?
But didn't you send photographers in to sneak up on this chap's wife while she was in a hospital or something, caring like that?
Yeah.
And you got ticked off for that.
Yeah.
And you probably had a go at Selina Scott's sex life.
Well,
and
we only said she'd enjoyed some smoked salmon down by a loch in Lomond. That was all.
A lock in
a loch in Lomond.
There was only one loch in Lomond.
I don't know what...
I can't remember what it's called now.
The Queen...
No, the answer is...
Has someone complained? They all complained.
Only one of them was thrown out, which was Julia Carling. The rest of them were all...
So you lost 3 and Julia Carling...
Well, we didn't lose.
You beat Julia Carling.
We had 3 adjudications against us, which we tried to resist.
Sounds like 3-1 down to me.
Admittedly, we were left in a slightly vulnerable
you
position.
accepted the rulings, obviously, Piers.
Of course we
didn't
did,
you?
yeah.
As a paid-up member of the Press Complaints Commission, you said, fine, it's a fair cop.
Exactly. What are you getting at it?
No, just checking you hadn't been vindictive about
we
it
hadn't.
afterwards.
And in no way would I be vindictive unless it was Rupert Allison.
Oh.
Well, he's the one that brought a case against you, and then you went...
No, he thinks we've got a vendetta against him.
Which you have.
The one that you send your photographers to the south of France to photograph him. That Rupert Allison, is that the one? Just because he took a court case against you?
We have a vendetta against his party. There's nothing wrong with that.
But you left him alone until he brought a case against you.
No, he's always bringing cases against him. He loves it.
Well, let's not fall out over this. Have we got the points?
The truth is, Julia Carling is the only one who was unsuccessful in a Press Complaints Commission complaint against...
Because they adjudicated that she'd invaded her own privacy.
They said that, unlike
going on
Earl
telly and
Spencer,
talking
for
about
instance, who has sold his family photos to Hello magazine repeatedly for lots of money, she had put herself into the public eye. It was deemed that Earl Spencer was entitled to privacy because, presumably, he's...
Well, his wife was entitled to receive treatment in hospital without being photographed having it. Probably was the ruling, the basis.
That was part of it. That was the part I'd concede.
But your proprietor agreed with the PCC, didn't he?
He did, yes.
You sort of got rather bollocked by Murdoch, didn't you?
Rather. I got severely bollocked, yeah.
Did he? Were you sacked?
You're now...
Sacked, did you say?
Were you sacked?
It's a very serious thing to say on television.
Did you get sacked?
I didn't get sacked. I'm glad you said it, because that's going to help pay for the holiday, thanks.
I can just imagine a jury finding for the editor of the News of the World.
It's almost like finding the editor of Private Eye, isn't it? By the way, Ian, you know where you live?
Yeah.
You're about to get a new neighbour.
You?
Happy New Year.
Well, actually, next-door neighbours are you going to be?
He'll be within long lens, I can assure you.
Is that a photographer?
He's a charmer, isn't he?
That's a man on a bicycle.
That's the Transport Secretary who missed his train. This is Rail Track, where we've sold off the rail industry.
Was that the Daily Mirror?
Yes, exactly.
I use the collective we as in you and I, Ian.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Right.
And we've all made lots of money, all those who invested in it have, which I didn't, but I presume a capitalist like Ian would have done. And at the end of the day...
Have you two met before somewhere? And
You're very left-wing for a man who used to edit the News of the World.
He's very left-wing for a man who currently edits the Daily Mirror.
I won't go on, but the tragedy is that the poor girl that won had a terrible arthritic attack moments before she went on stage.
Piers, this is a comedy news quiz. Arthritis doesn't normally feature in that. A lot of sad stories that don't get on.
Well, you're here, Clive.
Yeah. But you won't be back.
No, your clue is Little Willie.
No.
It's William Aldergrave.
Ian Hislop.
We've resorted to genital insult, haven't we? You and Paulie Yates.
Well,
the cream of the nation's wits.
Ever a man of my word. Piers, your four unlikely companions are Rupert Allison, Sting, a koala bear, Geoffrey Clements, leader of the Natural Law Party.
Is the answer jam?
Not in so many words.
Because last week Eddie Izzard said
so
everybody
few
roared
words.
with laughter. It was hilarious. I just thought I'd say it.
People like him.
I will continue what I was going to say, but I was going to remind everyone that the PCC
what else have I
castigated the Daily Mirror in March for giving away the whereabouts of Robbie Coltrane's house, saying in some cases the publication of an individual's address might create a potential risk to that person. The Mirror apologised for any stress caused in a press statement issued by their editor, Piers Morgan, of 13 Woodcote Drive, Chigwell.
Actually, can I just say that they actually they rejected that complaint?
Did they?
By Robbie Coltrane, so you're entirely wrong to use that against me.
Oh, yeah, but they did say that...
I just thought I'd say that, in case the viewers got the
surprised.
wrong idea by this vindictive attack on me, personally. Carry on.
You're feeling a bit vulnerable.
You're invading my privacy, and I'd rather you left me alone.
You've stepped into the public eye now, Piers. You were elected to come on this programme. You've got to take it.
I demand my privacy.
OK, we won't talk to you again then.